Hi there, I'm Nathan Brown. I'm an advisor working for the Plunkett Foundation on the Making Local Woods Work programme. My background is in working with cooperatives. I actually started off as a member of a cooperative and started developing skills to help advise and develop other groups, and then eventually found myself in the career of being a professional cooperative development advisor and social enterprises as well. Cooperatives is certainly the main focus of my work. So this has been everything from working with startup groups who want to plan a cooperative business or register a cooperative legal structure, through to established cooperative businesses who've been trading for 30 years and need some assistance with tweaking their governance or working on a business development plan, or trying to develop a strategy for how they're going to grow. So it's quite a varied bag, really. A social enterprise is a business which tries to achieve some sort of social purpose through an enterprising activity. So it's a trading organisation. It makes money through the sale of goods and services, but it's not doing that purely to pursue the single bottom line, the financial bottom line. It'll be trying to pursue some other social purpose. So that might be the way it preserves the environment or protects the environment. It might be about the products and services it produces, addressing a social need of some kind. It could be about the way it's owned. Just the ownership of the enterprise sometimes can be the way that it meets its social purpose. So for instance, community ownership of a woodland is a very good example. What makes social enterprises different from your bog standard limited company is that they will take the profits and reinvest them in that social purpose, or perhaps distribute them to the members. I mean, for instance, it's not all purely a charitable approach where we're amassing large reserves and spending them on the community. Sometimes it can actually be about rewarding the people who've helped create those profits in the first place. But the aim is not just to generate profit. The aim is to achieve that social purpose. So we'd normally expect to see a lot of reinvestment, but perhaps if your social purpose is about improving the livelihoods of people, then you may even see profit shares. But it is true to say that the majority of social enterprises will actually reinvest their profits rather than distribute them to members. The Plunkett Foundation uses the Community Benefit Society model as a vehicle for community cooperatives because it meets a number of purposes. It's democratic. One member, one vote is written into the legal form. You can have an asset lock, which means the assets, the money, the value, the things that this enterprise actually develops over time can't be distributed amongst individuals. They're always held for the good of that community. And also, community benefit societies are a not-for-profit form of social enterprise. So there's no question, any profits that are made are either reinvested back into that enterprise to help it thrive and grow and be successful, or are distributed to in some way meet the community's purpose. Democracy is central to a community benefit society in the way it runs. How can you meet the needs of a community if the community can't tell you what those needs are? And who do you listen to in the community? Do you just listen to the people with the loudest voices, or do you take a broad section and try and come up with a wider range of what's wanted or needed by the community? As far as I'm concerned, if you're not democratic, then you can't really say you're meeting the needs of the community. You're deciding on their behalf and for them. One of the great advantages that the Community Benefit Society form has is not only is it quite amenable to funders because you can have the asset lock and it doesn't distribute profits, but also you can utilise what's called withdrawable share capital. Now this is a mechanism that is only available to cooperative societies and community benefit societies, and this means you can actually go out to the community and say, would you like to invest in our enterprise? Now, it's not the same as traditional shares that you would have in a share company. These shares are withdrawable. They bear interest rather than paying dividends. But one really crucial important thing is it doesn't matter if you own £50 worth of withdrawable share capital or £20,000 worth. One member, one vote. And that's fundamental to protecting the community interest, so that it doesn't become controlled by the people who've invested most. In my experience, the Community Benefit Society form has been really valuable in helping communities raise substantial sums of money to purchase assets. You can look at Hastings Pier. That was bought partly using withdrawable share capital. There have been community shops, community pubs. There are hundreds of these organisations dotted around the rural community and also in urban areas, who basically they've been able to draw together lots of small pots of money into one large pot of money and buy an asset that benefits that local community. Without the Community Benefit Society form and the Cooperative Society form, I don't really think that would have happened. It's a way that the community can actually crowdfund on a basis that isn't just donation, it's actually investment, where you can see a return on your investment, which means it doesn't mean the only people who can invest are those who've got disposable sums of money. It means that people can park their money in their local community benefit society or cooperative for a period of time, and as long as the business is successful, as long as the enterprise is actually profitable, then at some point in the future they can take their money back out. But also, crucially, they receive some small interest in return for their capital being used by the enterprise. I think the best advice I could give the members of the Vert Woods Community Benefit Society Management Committee would to be, keep your eye focused on your objects and your mission at all times. You're taking this organisation towards something, and you need to keep focused on that all the time. It's very easy to get drawn into the small detail. We could be talking about the individual bracken or the individual oak tree, but actually the job of the management committee is to steer the organisation, a bit like steering a ship. And it's very important that you delegate responsibility and you delegate power for the micro level stuff, for the operational stuff, to the people who are best placed to do it, and ensure that you're actually meeting the needs of the community, the needs of your membership, and also driving towards that object, towards that mission. So for Vert Woods, we're talking about 20-25 years of management plan for the woodland. The job of the management committee is to make sure that that management plan is delivered on, and also, of course, to make sure that the needs and interests of the community are catered for. And there are the other jobs, such as making sure that you identify the resources and the income streams which are going to enable you to put in place the resources to deliver that management plan. But the key stuff is stick with the strategic. Don't get bogged down in the operational.